Well, hello, YouTube. Today's video, I'm just going to be yakety yakety yak. And while I do that, we will be listening to selections from Digitally Delayed. This is a double album that was recorded 6 years ago, and my wife played bass on this. This is all original music. And it's stuff that we used to play as the duo. So, Digitally Delayed. Get it? Do you get it? Digitally Delayed. Now do you get it? Hope you're having a great weekend. I overdid it. Yesterday, I don't know what it was. I got up way earlier than I needed to, and then I couldn't sleep. Finally, after being up for like 28 hours, I fell asleep. So I woke up late today, and we had plans. Someone had re-gifted me this Solo Stone Mesa. So my plan was we get some pack of hot dogs, maybe some chips. She went out all out and got buns too. So we would get the Solo stove going. It even comes with this little box of pre-cut yuppie size kiln dried wood. So my plan was ask Gamti, my wife, if she would pick up some marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers. So we could sit on the patio with this thing and use it. And I've heard about those that it's a passive device, but with design it creates vortices. There's moving air, and it basically means that it's able to run through a real lot of wood in a small time. This is what I've been told. I don't know from experience. So yes, they gave us a box of wood, but my thinking was ask my wife to pick up some supplies so we could roast some doggies and do some s'mores. And then maybe I would grab the cordless skill saw and some gloves and a cloth bag and go out and grab some fallen tree, small tree branches about that big around and cut them into smaller pieces, like at the parking lot at the park. Like there's a park with some woods by it. I thought, well, I could grab a couple sticks off the ground, and if nobody's looking, because I don't think you're supposed to do that. But I slept in. It took me forever to fall asleep. It was hot. Finally, it seemed like 1:30 today, I fell asleep, and then I woke up at 5:30, so it was like, hurry up and go. We went to the resale store. I have a mental illness about stuff like scissors. I've got this German scissors that I've always talked about. Got them at a resale store in Bay City, Michigan. Had a little handwritten tag that was tied on with a little piece of twine. It said 49 cents. Like, are you? They were a quarter, and they're made in Germany. Like these scissors are so good. I bought another pair, and I'm sure they're probably on the ground. They're probably underneath where I'm sitting right now. I bought a replacement pair, so when I lose those, I can still have something. But yeah, I have like hemostats you know. And these are used to hold pieces of wire when I'm soldering. They're not used for marijuana consumption. I don't really do that, but if I do need that for pain, so yeah, these are linesman's scissors. I got these recently. You know, I'll put them in a bag with some vinegar, and then after they've sat in that, I'll take them out, put a little toothpaste with baking soda, and that'll deoxidize them. It'll get them real nice and shiny, and then I'll clean them up and oil them, and then try to, you know, rub them down with alcohol to get the excess oil off of it. So I've brought back to life a bunch of old nasty tools that I find at the, you know, rusty old needle nose and stuff, and there's nothing better than, you know, letting it soak and then cleaning it up, and then you have something really nice that the modern tools just can't compete with the craftsmanship. This is stuff that was made long ago. So this is why I really love the resale stores. It's for finding, you know, good quality older items. Today, I'm also goofy about silverware. I don't like the stuff that's short or flat. Ow! It hurts my pad. So I had this one set. They had this, like I said, it's meant to.
We had the same set for 30 years if we got married.
Well, until how many jobs did I work, and I would bring stuff with, and I would lose it. We ended up, we had a bunch of mix and match stuff.
We have our set.
It's too small for my hands. I found these 90s style. They're really bulky, they're heavy, and they're not really cheap. But it's supposed to be bamboo, and they have like some imitation bamboo style stuff that's not round, it's squished. No. There's the real deal fatty bamboo style long spoons are great for eating cereal. And then there's another one that's like a square, that's rounded off, and they come out and they're real bulky at the business end, the tail. And then it rounds over. And those, they had a set, and they're $10 a piece, and I bought 2 forks and 2 spoons. Like, why didn't you just spend $4, you know, and get all of it? Just get all of it. So today we went, and they had some of this. This is made in Japan. And I really do like this. It's a little different. It's a little longer, though. I think I'll be able to, like, I can see myself eating cereal with this, holding it this way, and enjoying this. It's just the shape. I don't know about the mouthfeel. This would be good for soup. So we'll see. I wanted to get a little serving tray. Oftentimes I have chronic pain, and I spend a lot of time on the sofa, and I'll ask my wife to bring me my pain medication and some juice. So I got a little tray, and I want her to... We found some communion shot glass. Like a Lutheran church has these real thin, and they sit in the front and the holes in it. We found one of those, and I'm like, okay, put the pills in there, and then we got this little juice glass, and you could set that on this tray and bring it out, because she comes out, she's got the pills in her hand and a juice glass, and I'm like, I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to like get my hand and catch the pills, and so I wanted to get a little tray. We got 2 little tray thingies. We were also looking for a sound machine. I have 5 of these. This is our first one that we bought. And, like, okay, there's 5 of these sitting next to where I sleep. And some are mounted underneath this shelf. And all of them are modified to have external speakers. So when I go to Goodwill, oftentimes I'll find a singular like bookshelf speaker that looks like it's a nice speaker. Some will be really small but really heavy, and they're rated for 100 watts. That's a good speaker. It's going to be way better than what they put in this thing. So you open it up, you go where the speaker wires go onto the speaker, you rip those off, and then solder a red wire and a black wire onto that, drill a hole in this and have that come out. And then you solder that onto an extension wire. And I don't use electrical tape, I use heat shrink tubing. And then run a line to, we have 5. And when you come into our room, it's like deep space, vacuum warp. It's like, and it's all 3D, and all different, slightly different sounds. And we have one electro fan, which is it's a luxury sound machine. They're not cheap. And I will get to that story, but back to this adventure with the barbecue, with the s'mores party, and the wiener roast that we were going to do. Get up late, and I'm thinking, by its design, this 14 pieces of kiln dried firewood, probably charge $25 for that. This thing is gonna rip through that. So my idea was to get gloves and some cloth bags. I have a little small skill saw with a lithium ion. It's a cordless, so we could go to the park where there's a forest behind it and find some dead, dried branches, drag them out, and then cut those up into little pieces and throw them in the bag and get out of it. So this morning when I woke up, we had this list. We went to the resale store, and there was a woman looking in the silverware, and I'm trying to get by her, and she's like, "What are you looking for? I can help you." So her name was Janice, and she was just great. What was her name? Jeannie. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I told her about my channel, so who knows, maybe she'll leave a comment or something. I had a really wonderful conversation with her, and then my wife Gopti is in on this conversation too. But at some point, I'm like, we gotta go. It's sun's going down, and we still had to do the wood hunt. So drive like a maniac. Get out of the car, we suit up and get the stuff going, and we're ripping, and my wife got motion sickness. I've only seen that happen. I remember the first time I took my wife to Great America, I was like, come on, you can go on the roller coasters, let's go to the tidal wave. And that's an upside down coaster. And we got off of it. I'm like, yeah, it goes woo through a loop up and then woo backwards and then back, and then you get off. And there was no, it was
opened my eyes.
backwards. Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, there's no line, let's get back on. And she was like, sick. So we walked to the car, put the air conditioning
This
on.
being the person who was like the grand to go on a 40-minute car.
Gopti has been on a lot of adventures. A lot of crazy outdoor stuff with the bugs in her hair and bats swooping down. Adventures on the boat, adventures on the island. So, an absolute trooper. But couple of times her system just couldn't take it, and she'll shut down and get this motion sickness. So I made her an ancient Chinese remedy. It's ginger, turmeric, pumpkin spice, cinnamon, and a cubensis mushroom. No, okay. So how did you drink it?
Yes.
You drank all of that.
Yeah, except I think I hit the pepper in the very last sip, so I didn't.
Ooh, that's a spicy meatball. You feel any better?
I feel a little better. I'm able to talk a little more, but I'm still not right.
So, completely ruined the plans for the weekend. Hey, there's always tomorrow. So, yeah, we've lived here for a long time, and we've had a lot of neighbors upstairs. And it's like if they find out that you... If they find out you're the type of tenant that doesn't want them disturbing you by being unbelievably loud upstairs, they make a habit of being unbelievably loud. Or they'll I'm gonna babysit my sister's kid who's 9. And she's a bad kid, so she jumps. And she's here every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, all day. And she's jumping the entire day. And whatever room you're in, she's in that room above you, jumping. Boom, 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 boom. So it's like, how many times have I almost had a nervous breakdown from the noise in this building? Never called the police. And you can't, if you say something to them, they'll immediately, then they'll start banging on the wall, punching the wall. So it's their power. And of course I'm bad because I'm a white man. So. Sound machines with an external speaker. I run a little wire. I'll open it up and solder onto the wires that come off the PCB to go to the speaker, and run that out. I'll drill a hole in it, run that outside, and then I'll hook up an external bookshelf speaker. And I've got subwoofers for white noise with a box. It was like an automotive subwoofer I got. When I worked at an automobile parts department. So we've got these things all around the room, and then I got an electro fan behind my head. So we had gone to see my daughter when she gave birth to our grandson, and he was a crybaby. He was throwing fits. Her old man at the time would come home from his job and he would prepare himself a red bear and pepperoni pizza. And she was just on her own, he didn't cook for her. And she basically was living, she had nothing. They didn't have internet or anything. It was just what's going on with this guy? I was like, is he smoking weed? There's gotta be something. Is he tripping, or is he on cough syrup? So when we got home from that trip, I was really on a low point and just concerned about my daughter. And I went on the internet and tried to see, is there something better than this by now? And they come up, and there is Electrofan. They're $80 or $100. They're $100 back then. So I was like, I'm going to go to the resale store and see if I can find her a sound machine. So I jumped in the car, I drove down there, and I had 3 of them. They were all white. They were all basically like this or junky. Or, there's one with a little knob on it. You see them at every one. It's a little flatter, and it has a little knob. Those knobs, they all stop working. So you can open that up and clean it. There's a little click-clack thing. When you turn it, it goes click and makes contact. If you clean that with a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol, it'll start working. So what you do when you're buying a sound machine, you plug it in and they show the clerk, hey, this thing is not working. You have to jiggle it really bad to get it to work. Can I get a better deal? And they'll give it to you for 99 cents. And then, you can take it home and fix it. And like I said, I have 5 of them, so it's like Deep Station 9. It's like, space, the final. It's just nothing can deal with a LFO, like someone jumping. You can't cover that sound up, but this is pretty good what we've got going here. It's just that once you get to that level, then your system gets used to it. And I'm always puzzled when I see like city noise or loons, like whoo, like you grew up in a cave. Like, oh yeah, this one has the buoy. I was born on the Merchant Marine schooner, the old crawdad. I don't know. They have the city, it's like school buses, and then the one we got today has 2 different groups of sounds. So you can have like a mountaintop rain, but there's the call of the yellow-bellied sapsucker. Or there's this bus. There's a city setting. It's like buses driving, and then the alternate for that is a guy yelling, "Bitch, give me my money!" So I remember purposefully, with intent, getting in the car and driving down to the Goodwill on 63rd in Willowbrook, and 63rd and 83. And I had 3 of these crappy ones with power supplies, so I was getting ready to leave, and then I went back to look again. And on the other aisle, jammed sideways on the end, there was electric. The $100 subs. So I was like, what? I could not. I was like, this is God. It was $1.99. It was half price. So I got $100 like weaponized sound machine for our crybaby grandson. So I called her up and I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. I got you the best sound machine, but I want you to swear to me you'll give it back. I'm not giving you this. I'm loaning it to you until you get your own, or he outgrows it. No, you have your own YouTube channel. So I never saw it again. Anyway, I went back out and find another one. I wrote the company and I told them my story, and they sent me this. So this is Electrofan. This is what they look like. It's a really well-designed product. If you've ever taken it apart, the speaker is a modern design with a huge magnet on it. They have this really smart recessed power receptacle. So this is I think it's a 1.3 millimeter, and it's a stubby. This is a really weird connector, and that's the only thing about these is the connector. You need to get it new. You need to get it with the actual Electrofan power supply, because then you can do that. Recess it, and it runs through these clips that comes out the back. So it sits flat, and you don't even see the power cable, and it doesn't interfere with it sitting flat on the table with no wobble. So this is a wonderful design. I have mine on my headboard. I have a couple of metal tabs that hold it in place that I screwed into the baseboard. There's a couple of little metal tabs, so this thing goes like up against them, and it can't move. So it comes with a 5-volt 1-amp power supply. It runs off USB power. It has this plug on the opposite end. I have 19 USB outlets at my fingertips. He has mental illness about certain things. USB is one of them. So this has power, volume up and down, and then to the left it's fan sounds. To the right is white noises. So I'm going to fire this up and we're going to demonstrate the Electrofan bass model in white. I've never seen another white one. The other two that I have are black. So we'll go through white noise. This is the stock sound. This is the white noise. A little higher frequency. More high end. Opening up the filter. All the way out there. Ooh, even more. About a treble boost. Feel the power. Now, when you hear that means you've cycled through all of the presets on the white noise setting. Now here we will demonstrate the fan settings. And this is where we're getting into Pink Floyd. Welcome, my son. It's all right, we know what you dream. On off and there's a 60-minute timer. So that's the Electrofan. We did hit the park today, and a piece of a stick got jammed in my saw. I had a headlamp that kept falling off because I was wearing my Astro World hat and I was all sweaty and she immediately got nauseous, so she just pretty much locked up. But we did get a considerable amount. We've got more than enough wood for. I don't know. I've never used the Mesa, the solo stove. I've heard that they really gobble up the wood. So we're going to be doing a little weenie roast. We're going to be doing a little shake and bake s'mores. Can't wait to see the results of my blood sugar readings. Hopefully Ganti's going to recover from this and it's just a temporary thing. I've got some editing to do. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoyed the music. If you do like this music, you can pop over to the PD2 Finger YouTube channel. Has playlists. And if you go to the playlist, there's one that's called Albums. And there's a few of the albums. Mind you, these are imaginary albums. Okay? I didn't go to a professional recording studio and have musicians record the music. This is all recorded here in the same room where I'm sitting right now with whatever gear that I had at that time. I do this every year. Typically, I do this in January. The second week of January, I start recording. So I try to have the music and the video finished for Valentine's Day. So this particular year, I have no idea what I'm going to do. In the past, and more recently, I've had concepts. So, like, Tender Moments is a noise rock album disguised as love songs. Hokum was supposed to be a heavy metal up your, you know what, heavy metal madness, and it's an acoustic album. I'm really proud of Hokum. Really proud of that album. This one here is no 6-string guitar. It's all bass guitar music. And then Unmitigated Audacity, strictly commercial. That's a double album of music I made doing pro guitar pedal demos for companies such as Devi Ever and Vic Audio. So, like, I did this all bass album, I did this commercial music. I've done the acoustic album, I did the noise rock album. So maybe I'll go back to just something like Thin Skin was just some demo recordings. Semantical Nightmare was the one that people seem to really respond well to that. Again, this is instrumental guitar. This is what you're listening to it now. You've been listening to Digitally Delayed. Somehow we ended up over on Minor Technical Difficulties, which was 2017. I think what I would like to do maybe is incorporate some of the elements from some of the tools that I use to make this music. Specifically the Roland VG8 virtual guitar system, because it has some banjo sounds and some 12-string sounds that really add a lot of flavor to cleaner or not distorted. Like, you used to play the guitar with a real lot of distortion, and as I get older, I'm finding I'm turning the gain down. I'm shutting the distortion pedal off and letting the clean guitar speak for itself. And I've had people comment specifically on the guitar tone more recently, and that makes me extremely happy and proud, because I built the pedals, I built the rig, I built the amplifiers we're playing through, and the PA system, and it's all battery powered. So we'll figure. Anyway, you guys, I hope you had fun chatting with me about resale store finds, sound machines. If you're new, feel free. This is what I do here. I sit around and talk, and they're not always a half hour, but there's also music. There's live performances with the duo, which is myself and Gatti, and then there's the yearly album drop. So that sounds like something that you would be interested in. Welcome. And if you can't stand me and will never watch another video again, I don't blame you. I won't ask you for much, but I will always ask you to hug your pets before I leave you with the holy word of peace.